I don't think you guys can see it, but Mount Shasta is right there. Okay, so I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the art of walking, which is obviously a very lost art in this day and age. Nobody walks anywhere anymore. I remember when I was living in Arizona, I would walk to the grocery store and I would get pulled over, or I wouldn't get pulled over. People would pull over all the time and ask if I needed a ride. And I was like, no, I'm just walking just to get my steps. And they were confused because it was hot out. It's always hot there. My old town that I lived in, California, in the Bay Area, it was walkable when we were kids. But as the town grew, all of the grocery stores moved further away. So by the time I left, it wasn't walkable. I mean, you could walk, but you couldn't get to anything you needed. And this little town I'm in right now with a few thousand people, which I like, is very walkable. So I live right in the middle of town, right smack dab in the middle. So I can walk to, and the end of it's a very small town. So just half mile one way or a half mile the other way, that's the end of town. There's other stuff on the south side, but I don't really go over there very often. So it's a half mile walk in either direction to the grocery store. As you can see, I've got my backpack on. So I make a point to walk to the grocery store. Every time I need groceries, I walk. Almost, unless it's raining or a huge haul or something. Now my car is a 98 Toyota Camry. It's 26 years old. I just hit the 100,000 mile mark. And for a while there, I wanted to get a Toyota Sienna, and then I made an investment and I made enough money to get it, but I looked into the costs of gas, insurance, registration, and it would more than quadruple what I'm paying right now for a car that only has 100,000 miles on it because I never drive it, because I walk. There's actually times where I have to make a point to turn my car on and drive it, because if I don't, it just sits there for a month. I'm good with that. I'm okay with that. You know, I fill up my gas tank maybe once every 3 or 4 months, unless I make a trip to visit my family. So it's kind of ridiculous that I wanted a Toyota Sienna so bad, just so I wouldn't have to pay for hotels. But at the same time, I don't travel enough to justify that. And what I would be spending in hotels, I would just spend more in gas. So it's just an excuse. It's an excuse to buy a new car. Oh, I'll save so much money on hotels because I'll put a bed in the back and it'll be great. But you spend $50 to $100 more in gas to get to your destination with the new bigger car when you could just get a hotel room for that. Or I'm even at the point now, I'm like refusing to pay these $200 for a Motel 6. That's an exaggeration, but I'm just thinking I'm just gonna pack a tent in an air mattress and park on the side of the road like they did back in the 40s and 50s. Because it's just ridiculous. But the thing about walking is, for starters, we as Americans, we don't eat right, we don't exercise right, we don't do things right. We just don't do it right. We don't do it the way we're supposed to. I keep switching to my right hand that has my pedometer on it, and then I realize when I hold the camera in my right hand, it's not counting my steps. So I keep switching. And talking and walking at the same time is hard. I'm gonna be breathing a little bit harder than normal. Anyway, and this jacket, it's only 44 degrees and I'm hot. But one of the things that it's like those things that they tell you, you know, park at the other end of the parking lot and walk further to get into the store to like keep yourself from getting overweight. why not walk to the store? Morning. And that's something that I've been doing for a couple years. And I take my e-bikes out to ride on the trails. We've got a couple of really great spots here. And you're not supposed to, but nobody stopped me. But most of the time, I'm not using my car. And if you look at these, what are they? Centennials? Something like that? Bicentennials and centenarians. You see these people in like Italy. They walk everywhere. They're like 90 years old and they walk everywhere. My grandma, before she passed, I gave her a electric mobility scooter. I spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars on that when I didn't really have the money to do that. But she wasn't able to get around much. And I spent money on that and she loved it, but she never used it because she was afraid of losing her mobility. So once you get to a mobility scooter, you get lazy and you stop walking. I liked that mobility scooter. And they're coming out with some crazy mobility scooters. I need to start contacting these companies, asking if they want a product review of their mobility scooters, because some of them are cool. Like fully enclosed with like windshield wipers and air conditioning. They look like little teeny tiny cars from the future. Some look like tricycle motorcycles. Anyway, but yeah, I think that as a country, if you go to other countries are smaller, but they rely on public transportation. Hardly anybody even has a car. So they don't understand our culture, but our stuff is a lot further away than their stuff. My arm's getting tired. And think about this too. It's not just good for your health. It won't just get your steps. It won't just improve your life. It won't just make your life longer. It'll also keep your car alive longer. So less wear and tear, less use on the tires, less mileage, keeps the value of the car a little bit more, even though cars are a total depreciating value. Just keeps your car lasting a lot longer. And Toyota Camry, especially the 98, they're known for like making it to like 400,000 miles. So if mine's at 100 and it's 24 years old, it's probably going to last me the rest of my life. You know, one thing that bugs me is when I'm in a crosswalk and I'm walking across the street and there's a car that wants to go, but I'm still walking and it's a long crosswalk, and they start creeping forward as if that's going to make me walk faster. I'm already a speed walker. It's like they want me to run across the crosswalk. Slow your roll, man. All right, so, and if you have a cell phone that's got cell service or data, put on some music, make a playlist. Put on your playlist and go for a walk. That's usually what I do, but for some reason I'm talking to you guys. But I think that it's something that we should bring back. And I don't do it because I'm cheap. I don't do it because I want to save my car forever or save money on gas or anything like that. Walking is like my favorite thing to do. It always has been. And I do love that I'm able to walk pretty much anywhere in town. And it's easy. All right. Start walking. Make it a New Year's resolution. A late one. Do what you can with what you've got. Pepper this out. Just wanted to say real quick, I'm walking by the community food bank and it's around the corner. I'm not going to show because I don't do that. Hold on a second. One thing that I'm seeing, there's a Toyota Tundra, brand new. Chrysler, brand new. Toyota Sienna, brand new. Toyota Camry, brand new. Oh, a Lexus. There's a Lexus, brand new. These cars all look brand new with the exception of about 3. newer than mine, nicer than mine, washed and waxed. And I saw a lot of people in the line who had sodas in their hands. One had a Starbucks in their hands. And I'm not judging based on, we just need more, we need more financial education. Just, it's like people can't make the right decisions. All right, folks, and I'm back from my walk to the grocery store, and I now realize I was being judgmental. It's not my place to do that, but I simply can't help it when people have nicer cars than me and they get free food. I paid for my food. I paid for my car. Now, look, financial education, making the right choices is a really big deal. But I have this thing where I feel like if you're okay with taking from others, like taking from getting stuff for free, I think that you should be willing to give up a little something too. You know what I mean? And if you're driving around a 2024, 2025 Toyota Tacoma with $1,000 payment, but you have to get free food, maybe it's time to, like, you know, return the Toyota Tacoma and save up and buy an old used one. In the meantime, carpool. I don't know. I don't even know what to say anymore. It doesn't matter what I say. Nobody's listening. I mean, anybody who is listening is on this channel and making all the right choices. All those people making the wrong choices are not watching financial channels. Come on. Good boy. Good doggies. Little bit of heaven.